Islam Makhachev is on the cusp of something very, very special. He's taking on Arman Tsarukyan. They've obviously gone at it before, these lads, over 15 minutes, and it was Arman Tsarukyan's UFC debut. But I think it's the first time that he's come up against someone that knew how to nullify a lot of that offensive grappling.
What a fight this is on paper. That is the toughest fight in the division for Islam, in my opinion. And I'm really looking forward to it.
If Islam Makhachev is successful on Saturday night, he goes out on his own. He overtakes Khabib Nurmagomedov. He overtakes BJ Penn and Benson Henderson with the most amount of lightweight title defences. That's pretty good going for a guy that's still got quite a few years ahead of him. It could be, as Brendan's just been saying there, because it's so high level, it could be an early contender for Fight of the Year. I know we're only in January and we're kicking off good, but these two lads are absolutely right up there with the best lightweights in the world, no doubt about that. Islam Makhachev is on the cusp of something very, very special. He's taking on Arman Tsarukyan. They've obviously gone at it before, these lads, over 15 minutes, and it was Arman Tsarukyan's UFC debut. We'll digest all that in a minute. But from a record point of view, if Islam Makhachev is successful on Saturday night, he goes out on his own. He overtakes Khabib Nurmagomedov. He overtakes BJ Penn and Benson Henderson with the most amount of lightweight title defences. That's pretty good going for a guy that's still got quite a few years ahead of him.
I am, I'm so impressed with Islam and the improvements that he's made in his striking and, the composure that he has while he's in the cage now, even in really tough fights with Poirier. Amazing performances there, and he puts it all together so well. Probably better than I've seen anyone in that lightweight division. Huge fan of his. But Tsarukyan taking the first fight on short notice, coming in, looking incredible, taking Islam down, which we've not seen before. And I've seen a recent picture of him at ATT. He looks in the most amazing shape. It's incredible. And you know what picture I'm referring to? Have you seen it?
Mate, whatever diet that is, I want that diet.
I mean, it just shows you can't always just go for aesthetics, but it just shows that he's working hard. And what a fight this is on paper. That is the toughest fight in the division for Islam, in my opinion. And I'm really looking forward to it.
I think both title holders going into UFC 311, I think they're in their toughest fight in their division. Umar for Merab, and I think Arman for Islam. Absolutely, mate. We've got data, obviously, because these guys have gone at it before for 15 minutes, and Islam Makhachev rightfully comes out as the victor in that first fight. I thought that his offensive grappling was very, very good, but I think it's the first time that he's come up against someone that knew how to nullify a lot of that offensive grappling, because I thought the defensive grappling of Arman Tsarukyan was top class. He was 22 at the time, maybe a little bit wet behind the ears, maybe experience cost him in certain exchanges. I think he ran out of gas in the third round. Maybe that's why we're seeing him in incredible shape now, because he knows full well that there's going to be a pace to this particular fight, and it might need the full 25 minutes against Islam Makhachev. How much do you think he's improved, Arman, since that first fight? I know he's had a bump in the road in that brilliant fight against Matthias Gamrot, which was another sensational grapple fest. But how much do you think he's improved since that first knock with Islam?
I really do think he has improved, but I also think Islam's improved. I think we're going to see a much higher level fight than the first time, which is hard because the first one was about as high level as it gets. When you watch two very thinking fighters with incredible grappling, very well rounded as well. I think we're going to see a better version of both men. And what a fight it is on paper. What a fight.
Do you think it goes the full 25?
I'd say it's going to be a 25-minute fight. And like you say, we've seen it multiple times from Islam. That's not a problem. Arman, we're still a bit unsure, but like you say, the recent picture shows he's doing something in the gym. So let's see. If
you can navigate a fight against Charles Oliveira like Arman Tsarukyan did in order to get himself this fight with Islam Makhachev, then obviously you're going in the right direction, aren't you? I think it could be, as Brendan's just been saying there, because it's so high level, it could be an early contender for Fight of the Year. I know we're only in January and we're kicking off good, but these two lads are absolutely right up there with the best lightweights in the world, no doubt about that. Do you think Conor McGregor is going to maybe make a career in football? Have you seen his social media posts?
Why is he so funny, Adam? Why is why is everything he does just hilarious?
He stepped into the world of. I think he was playing, if I'm not mistaken. And Conor, if you're watching this and I've got this wrong, I apologise. But I think he was, obviously he has a restaurant, doesn't he? Restaurant, public house in Dublin, and I think they have a football team. Now, he, I think, was representing them in some Sunday league game or whatever it may be on the weekend. And he put his highlights up on social media. People have obviously been at the game and seen that Conor's playing and filmed bits of it and stuck it up on social media. Now, what I expected to see, do you know, if you're going to do like a football highlight reel, I expected him to maybe be dribbling and going past a few people, crossing one in, maybe smashing in a free kick, taking a penalty, all those types of things. No, his highlight reel is basically going through people. That's it. So just, if there's a tackle there, McGregor's there, straight through. You know, you can take the MMA out of the kid, or you can take him out of MMA, but you can't take the MMA out of the kid.
I expected absolutely nothing less out of from that highlight reel, like straight through everyone. Do you know what? I've seen another clip of him before this playing football. He does look like he can do a bit, but this guy is an absolute. He's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. Anything he does, we will tune in, won't we, Adam?
He's, like you said, box office. Did you see the incident with Khabib on the plane this week, where his trip to Los Angeles was delayed?
I still don't quite understand it. Can you talk me through it?
I don't understand it myself. So basically, according to Khabib, he boarded a plane in order to obviously meet up with the team, Islam Makhachev and Arman Nurmagomedov, with their title fights that we've been speaking about for UFC 311. He was seated next to the wing near the emergency exit. And then he got into a conversation with the flight attendant about obviously the duties that you have. Everybody's been in that situation. You've all seen it. And you get on a plane and they ask you, are you capable of helping us if there's an emergency and all this type of stuff? Now, if anybody's ever met Khabib Nurmagomedov, I'll tell you firsthand, right? The fella's English is really, really good. He understands English really, really good. He's a very polite man. And if there's anybody that I would want alongside me in a state of emergency, it might be Khabib Nurmagomedov. He's a pretty switched on dude. So for the reaction for him to be, in his words, deplaned off the back of this conversation with the flight attendant is very, very concerning. Not a good look at all for that flight company. I don't think they will be getting used again by Team Nurmagomedov, or in fact, after him posting it on social media, I think maybe a couple of flight sales will go down as well. Customer service didn't seem to be at its very, very best, but the good news is that Khabib did manage to board a plane about an hour later and get himself down to LA. Just not a good look for that flight company, mate.
Yeah, I mean, I caught the video, but I couldn't really understand what was going on. But yeah, he does seem like a very down-to-earth, cool guy, so I can't really see. I mean, we've all been in that position where, like you say, you've been at the exit, and it's will you save everyone's life basically if we're going down. You know what I mean? It's like, well, yeah, it's a bit of a responsibility to take on, but I did see the video, and you know, it just seems like it's all been cleared up now. So Khabib seems like a top fella, mate. He really does. That whole team do, and I just feel like, you know, that must have been blown out of proportion. What's going on there?